residents say this bike lane has to go. And where customers are standing in line to buy a Powerball ticket, and they rub this bird for luck here at Bluebird Liquor. Neighbors say a couple and their daughter were asleep inside this unit when the van hit the building. Exhaust then poured in. Good morning, Michelle. More than 19,000 acres have burned, and the fire is just 20% contained at this point. Consumers will spend about $168 this year on Mom. That's up 11% compared to last year. Live in downtown LA, I'm Reggie Kumar, NBC4 News.
Reggie, did you try that smile flashing technique for the cheap flowers or what?
I haven't yet, but I do already have some flowers that are being offered to me, so I may try it this time.
Bringing back flowers for me, you promised.
I did, didn't I?
On.
I already have to get Alicia some. Now I have to get you some. That's absolutely right, Colleen. Convicted murderer David Viennes tried to convince the court a retrial was necessary, but the judge didn't believe his argument.
The prosecutor refers to the last time that Dawn Marie Viennes was seen alive is on October 18th, but that's not true.
That's not all David Viennes said was not true. Even though he'd already been convicted, Viennes was still fighting in court, this time on his own behalf. He sat handcuffed in a wheelchair trying to convince Judge Rand Rubin for 45 minutes that he did not get a fair trial. Viennes said the prosecution didn't follow the law. He said his defense attorney was ineffective, and he called his medical records new evidence and said they were never presented during the trial. In the end, though,
the defendant's motion is just continuous rambling.
The judge denied his request for a retrial. The victim's sister then addressed the court.
I don't feel any sympathy, nor pity, nor kindness toward him in any way whatsoever.
In October 2009, prosecutors say Viennes had an argument with his wife, Dawn. He bound his wife's feet, hands, and mouth with duct tape, and then the following morning found her dead. Viennes told investigators that he cooked her body 4 days in their Lomita restaurant and put what was left in the restaurant's dumpster. Viennes tried to kill himself by jumping off a Rancho Palos Verdes cliff after learning he was a suspect in his wife's disappearance. Today, he got his sentence, 15 years to life.
I never meant for what happened to happen. Never thought it would happen. I lied to the police out of fear.
The victim's body parts were never recovered, and Viennes plans to file an appeal. Live outside the Los Angeles County Criminal Courts building, I'm Reggie Kumar, NBC4 News. He is out, proud, and back on the field.
Doesn't matter that I'm gay.
Robbie Rogers hopes LA Galaxy fans feel the same way after the Major League Soccer team made it official today. He was presented with the number 14 jersey and welcomed to the team at the Home Depot Center in Carson.
We're quite excited about having Robbie here, and we look forward to his contributions, not only this season, but in the future as well.
General Manager Bruce Arena says they traded lead scorer Mike McGee for Rogers. He says McGee wanted to be closer to his family in Chicago. The trade also comes just 3 months after Rogers announced he was retiring from the sport. Rogers said at the time he couldn't continue to play soccer because he was afraid of possible repercussions.
For me, I've grown up in a locker room or the changing rooms, and so you just hear things that stick with you. You know, things that might sound malicious to you, that could sound quite homophobic sometimes. Now our world is definitely changing, and while I've been here, I haven't heard anything like that.
This comes on the heels of Jason Collins also coming out. Collins is the first openly gay NBA player. Unlike Rogers, Collins is currently not under a contract with the team. The 26-year-old soccer player says Collins called him for advice.
Was honest with him and wished him the best of luck, because I knew that probably for him it would be a bit more crazy than it was for me.
Since Robbie Rogers last played in England, the team tells me they're still waiting for the international transfer certificate to arrive. The GM says it should come in the next 24 hours. If it does, Rogers will be eligible to play in tomorrow's game against Seattle. In Carson, Reggie Kumar, NBC4 News. That won't happen for several more hours, Lucy. And authorities are worried there could be more improvised explosive devices similar to a pipe bomb inside the home, so evacuated residents continue to wait for the all clear. The Orange County Bomb Squad detonated 3 pipe bomb-like devices inside this specially designed trailer. Several agencies, including the FBI, Orange County Fire Authority, and Huntington Beach Hazmat, have been searching the 52-year-old man's home on Bermuda Drive in Costa Mesa since 8 last night for more explosives. Costa Mesa police say the man was confrontational when they were first called to the home last night by neighbors, reporting the man lying on his front lawn.
And he was able to, under his own power, like I said, get back into his own residence, so we believe we didn't have any reason to go further.
A short time later, residents say they heard an explosion. The police came back and found the man dead. They believe he was wearing 2 pipe bombs. They say it's still unclear whether the man committed suicide or accidentally killed himself.
We don't know.
Catherine Genovesio lives across the street. She says the victim had mental problems and was paranoid about the government spying on him.
How do you know who your neighbor is anymore? Like, oh, hey, this guy just blew himself up, and we've got a bunch of explosives in his house.
Genovesio can't leave her home because emergency crews are blocking the driveway.
I'm trying to get to school. I have a presentation due this morning, and this is frustrating.
16 homes were evacuated last night. Residents are only allowed to collect personal belongings.
Just trying to get stuff.
Authorities say residents may not be allowed back into their homes until sometime this evening. Meantime, the FBI tells me it's fairly routine for them to respond whenever there are explosives found inside a home. Live in Costa Mesa, Reggie Kumar, NBC4 News. Well, Chuck, despite their size, hybrid vehicles tend to be 300 to 500 pounds heavier than a standard size vehicle because of the electric motor and the batteries in the back. That's one reason why hybrid drivers tend to survive accidents. A 20-year-old man was the only one who survived this horrific crash Easter Sunday in Mission Hills. He was driving a 2013 Chevy Volt. Investigators say the electric vehicle saved the man's life. The 3 men who died were in this late model Honda Accord.
This truck made a stop on a red, and I hit him.
James Ciato was also in an accident. He was driving his Toyota Prius at the time.
When I went out and saw the hood, it was like, wow.
He was shocked when I told him on average he is more likely to survive a crash in a hybrid vehicle.
I feel safer driving a hybrid vehicle, I would say.
A study done in 2011 by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety found that hybrid vehicles are 10% heavier than their standard counterparts. The added weight gives them an advantage in crashes, and the odds of people being injured in an accident is 25% lower if you're behind the wheel of a hybrid than if you're in a standard car. AAA spokesperson Steve Mazer warns drivers that a hybrid isn't ideal in every situation. They are smaller on average and so won't hold up as well against a large pickup or semi. With that said, he says hybrids are one of the safest cars on the road.
If you put the extra weight of batteries and electric motor and the controllers in any size of vehicle, if that vehicle is a little bit heavier, it tends to do a little bit better in a collision.
One downside to owning a hybrid, the repair costs after the crash. A body shop tells me it costs thousands more to replace the electric engine if it's damaged, but that's why you have car insurance to pay for all that. Live in Glendale, I'm Reggie Kumar, NBC4 News.